This is McCook's Mr. Bill's. Honored to have you here. I'm up here at Ogallala Lake and down below the dam of the Ogallala Lake, I should say. And we're out here looking for eagles and got a couple of good pictures of eagles today. And a nice day outing for my wife and I. But you're here for a story. As I have alluded, this is a day trip. My wife and I like to take day trips every once in a while just to get out of town. And I suppose every other month we try to make a day trip somewhere. And it was a 2-hour drive up to Ogallala and Nebraska. And we went up there. It was a nice, beautiful January. And so we got up there, and the thing that I had always wanted to do and never got around to doing was they had an arrowhead collection and a petrified wood collection in a museum there that was nothing short of amazing. And the two brothers that collected all that stuff, they were 91 and 93. They were there the day we were there. And I knew them when I worked at TRW. They also worked at TRW there. And so it was an interesting, just simply camaraderie, if you will, from the old days. But the Arrowhead collection was nothing short of amazing. And the artwork that those two men could do, there are very few museums that have anything that can match it. I kid you not. It's that good. We then went on up, of course, and you saw the eagles that we went through, and that was enjoyable. We had a couple of nice meals, and then we came home. And you say, okay, that's the end of it. Not hardly. As we came home in the dark, we got up here about 12 miles north of McCook at the lake, as we were driving by the lake there. And we were watching very carefully for deer because we have so many deer in this area. And we have hit 3 deer in 46 years, so we're pretty leery of them anyway, and had dozens of close calls. Well, as we were driving along, I saw a gray smear, a blur, come out of the ditch at us at a high speed and thunk into the side of the car. And oh man, and I thought, we hit a deer. Wait a minute, boy, that was awful small for a deer. And I'm thinking, well, this year's fawn, something in that nature. So we turned the car around, no other cars on the highway. We turned it around and drove back up. And as we were driving up, Kat said, that's too small for a deer. And I said, yeah, that's the way I see it. And she said, maybe a coyote. And as we got up there, and she said, maybe a coon? I don't know. And I said, no, the coloring is wrong for a coon. And so I got out of the car then, and it was laying there, looked dead. And so got out and walked up to it. And here is a bobcat. And a bobcat had run out of the ditch. Was it being chased by something, or was it chasing something? Who knows? Full speed, and ran into the side of our car going 65 miles an hour and hit the side of our car. And the face was bloodied up pretty good, and blood was still dripping out of the mouth. And okay, fine. And so I took pictures of it. I said I took pictures, because who would believe such a story? And then we drug it off to the side. I said I don't want the pelt and everything to be ruined. I bet somebody might want this. We don't have a fur license. You have to have that in Nebraska, or it's a major fine. So I said, well, we can't handle it or do anything to it. So we then went home immediately. Within 15 minutes, we were home. We called somebody who then, within another 15 minutes or 30 minutes total time period, went out, and we drug it almost 10 feet off the highway. And you sure couldn't see it if you're driving down the road. You wouldn't see it. It blended into the grass so well. But by the time he got there, it was gone. It was gone. Did another critter get it? Or did we drag a cat that was just unconscious and came conscious and took off then? Either way, it could have got interesting. And especially if we would have bent the rules and said, we'll just take it anyway. and throw it in the car, and driving down the road at 65 miles an hour, and all of a sudden in between my wife and I hear a bobcat sticks his head up in between us. It could have got real interesting, absolutely. But that was our day trip, and a 1 in a million day trip as far as that goes. You guys have a good day.